This is day 4. I'm leaving in the morning. Something I was wanting to show is this sitting here. Piece of rope. They use rope for just got a fire. I finally got my fire going and was able to make some noodles. I made myself eat them eat them twice. I don't know if I'm coming back after I go to the store. I may need to go do something. These mountains are different. They take a toll on your legs. I know that. So, I guess this one will be story time, because one person likes to hear the stories about bears and stuff, so I was telling him about it. So anyway, when I was on the AT in 2019, I was in Tennessee, and I got pushed. I left the shelter that I was in. It was getting dark and I left because people showed up that I didn't want to be around. So I got down over a mountain and I found a place to put my hammock up because it was getting dark, so I had to stop. I didn't want to keep going. And there was a pile of rocks there, and I kind of already knew in the back of my head what they were for. So 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, I look over, I was laying in my hammock, and this big old silhouette of a bear standing on the side of a real big tree, staring at me. It must have been why I woke up. I kept my food was under my hammock. And I'm pretty sure there was a sign before this area that said, "Stay away from the bears." So anyway, I jump up, I scream, "Ah!" I yell, and he flinches like he was gonna run. I'm gonna get lost here. He flinched like he was gonna run, and then I thought, great. But then he turned around back at me and jumped, and scared the crap right out of me. You know, I had an instant shock. My mouth dried instantly. I couldn't swallow. So I ran to grab this stick right here, which I felt useless grabbing it. As I was grabbing it, I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I started grabbing those rocks that I could throw pretty good. I started grabbing those rocks, and they're those shell, and they're like flat. And I was just whipping them. And the very first one I threw, I mean, it went like 2 inches over his back or neck or head. It was just 2 inches above him, and I hit that tree, and it was a real loud thud. Made a real loud hit, like bam. And then he started running, and I just started chucking, and I was hitting all these big boulders, like that big boulder right there. You hit those big boulders with the shell rock, and sparks will fly all over the place. And he ran away, but he didn't go far. I could hear him all night long. He walked around my campsite and was climbing trees. You can hear him climbing the trees with his claws, eating, and he was tearing trees apart. He was eating inside of them. And the next morning, I finally got back to sleep. I didn't care. I was just tired of him. And the next morning, he was up in a tree, like right behind me. I looked around. I woke up and I looked around. I didn't see him because he was up in a tree behind me. And then he heard me wake up, and he scrambles down the tree. Could have been a different bear. I don't know. And then I heard him hit the ground and then run down the hill. Oh, there you go, Bigfoot. There's one of your bear stories. American hiker from the CBT Sobo. These mountains probably can't see shit on GoPro.